for the skippers. And of course, our Nationals 2023 brought to you by Tourism Western Australia, the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, alongside Lottery West, and the City of Joondalup, Troy, where it all happens.
Excellent. If you're from the north of the river, that is.
Well, no, it's where the Nationals is all happening.
Oh, absolutely. And we can't put this event on without the sponsors that we have, so thank you to them.
All right, Lucas will look to just keep the same weight, just a slight line adjustment required. He's using Taylor GTR, Josh using Taylor SR, Redline SR, and just a little bit wide on that one, but passing, which is handy. Mike Emberton using Aerodynamic, and Andy Reid using Edge Factor. I did ask Andy at the start, I said, do you want me to call you Andrew or Andrew? He said, well, if you know me, you'd call me Andy. I said, well, I do know you. So let's call you Andy.
And it is.
All right, Mike with his last attempt of this first end. Wouldn't mind just passing. He's just needs it to run all the way now. He's done well.
Yes, that's a good bowl.
Oh, sensational start to the match.
And a resting back toucher to start
Right
with, which is a very good start.
Yes. So Lucas, going to have to narrow this up a little bit. The challenge is going to be not to go too tight.
Which can always be the challenge when the green isn't turning a lot. You sometimes can miss that line narrow, just knowing you need to bowl it narrow.
Yeah, just crashed into the front in exactly as we described. But so South Australia take the early honours on this first end, and we do have Di Milner out there looking after us with the paddles in this one, so we get a good indication of the situation. I believe it was 2 held up at this point. And for those wondering about the 14-point pairs format, the teams can have the classifications work from B5 to B8, and the teams can have 2 players combined, and they can't exceed the 14 points, so just add them together. So for Josh Barry is a B8 and Lucas is a B6, and for South Australia they are both B6s. So you can go under the points, you just can't be above that 14 point. I did ask Josh if that meant that they're 14 points and South Australia's on 12 points, that it was a 2-point head start, but he wasn't interested in giving the opposition a 2-point head start. So well, it's a tricky one to get to early on for Josh. He'll try down here on his forehand, being a left-hander. Just needs to clear the front.
Done pretty well. He's
just going to have perfect weight to get back around that front bowl. It's a nice setup for South Australia, and they will not want to move that front bowl.
No, I think they'll be quite happy to leave it actually as it is. Leave nothing hanging out there jack high to give Josh the opportunity to work off. And he's done actually pretty well there. It's quite difficult for Josh to get in there now.
Yeah, sometimes the best bowl you can play is not the one that lands right next to the jack.
Yeah, when you're holding 2, dead right.
All right, did force Josh to a change of hand. He's just a little bit on the wide side. Well, actually the line wasn't bad, it was just the pace again.
Yep.
There you go. So Mike just looking for some cover with this last one from Andy. They put together a really great performance in the semi-final yesterday, the 2 South Australians. And this is going to cruise around quite nicely. This is going to help. Not a terrible angle to be on if it squeezes.
Yep.
I'm sure the signal we had was 2. They may go looking for the 3rd as well if Josh can't change this. That front bowl won't be far out of the count.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether he might look to change his hand here, Clive. It did look like a bit of an angle on the other hand, which it looks like he's going to do.
Tighter line than last time. And he's going to crash. Doesn't want to touch that now. Well, that will make 3, I believe.
I think you're right. Could be 3 to start for the South Australians.
Only 2 signalled.
Oh, okay. That front one mustn't have counted.
Wow. Okay. On our angle, that certainly looked in, but 2 it is. 2's been recorded on the scoreboard, so 2 shots it is for South Australia to get us scoring. As you said, Troy, very pleasant conditions at the moment. Just a very slight breeze just teasing across, but nothing that's going to affect the bowls too much.
Not a lot. I mean, from the bowlers bowling into a slight wind in this direction, but yeah, slight gust, but nothing to speak of really.
Plenty of great comments coming through already, so oh, and look at that. Laney McGorman cheering on South Australia. I'm sure Laney, a very proud South Australian right about now. The nerves have no doubt settled. She was just about in tears when she joined me to have a chat the other day after a nervous finish to the Women's Champion of Champions event. Well done, Laney.
You see another good start by Mike. Lucas, good weight again. Just missing that one a fraction wide.
Nice to see Fiona Hall sending through some nice words for Di Milner as well, who's on the rink looking after us as the paddler. Yes, well, Mike has settled into this one nicely, hasn't he? First bowl's been good on both occasions, and
He's not far away again, Clive.
he's right in the zone. Brilliant stuff. Well, it's interesting that Lucas and Mike have started on opposite sides of the green. It'll be interesting to see whether that stays that way. Often the battle early can be when each player picks a different side, one has to eventually give in and switch to the same side. I mean, Lucas's weight's been immaculate there, and he's not far away, to be fair, but it's just Mike's outstanding 2 first bowls.
Just picking it a little bit better at the moment, but I'm sure Lucas will find it shortly.
Speaking to Mike before the game, he is a bit of a character. I probably can't relay the entire conversation I had with him, but he is a character. I certainly got that. So Lucas has got to give this a chance now. He can land either of the 2 counting bowls or trail the jack. Just doesn't want to be on the wide side. I think he is.
He's hung it out there again.
Well, the weight was important. He's got past, which is Josh has given that a clap. He's happy to have at least something to play to there.
Yeah, in the 3-bowl pair game, Clive, of course, it's really important to get some bowls past the head. If you're leading, give your skipper a chance to get to the jack.
I think it's one of those unwritten rules, isn't it? 1 bowl must pass.
Yep.
And both leads have done that. So Andrew will get first crack at this. He'll be looking to change it a little bit, just to, if he could just hide that jack away a little bit rather than take away that real jack high look that it's got about it at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he'd be playing his forehand down there just to reach, tuck with a yard of weight.
Looks like you do have to keep a fairly tight line up here.
Yeah.
And that's going to do enough. That counts. Doesn't really tidy it up per se, but it's 3. Josh following it up.
It's a fraction wide as well,
That's all it is. Just fighting that line up there at the moment. Well, that goes to a good home, though, with the little edge. I noticed it yesterday, Troy, and I look across the green again, and we see players here, some using a walking frame, some using a stick for some balance. There's someone using a crutch out there as well. All the different pieces of equipment that allow people accessibility to our sport. It's wonderful to see.
It's fantastic. I mean, there's not too many sports available to, people of all abilities.
Yeah.
And it's great.
What a shot. Brilliantly played with us. Stacking them up here. South Australia putting on the pressure right from the start. This might be bigger weight from Josh.
And it is.
And he gets one of them. So, Josh, a very experienced skipper. He's got all the shots. And he won't be shy to play them. Again, Andy needs to think about this, and it's almost better trailing the jack round the corner, even if he's still only got 2 or 3, but a 2 or 3 that he's going to keep. Okay. Mike preferring to call him for a bit of cover.
Don't mind that, Clive. If you'd actually play to change it and you miss it, you know where. So playing a safety bowl is actually not a bad option.
I don't know that he's done that.
He hasn't done it, but
he's sat maybe for 4 though.
Yeah. I think we'll see Josh maybe go again.
Yeah, so 3 for sure is the call from Lucas. Might be 4.
Oh no, he's changed back to a draw.
I think it's still reaching, but much more controlled. It's going to drift away. It's going to eliminate the 4th, but that's going to be 3 shots to South Australia, and they take a 5-0 lead after 2 ends here. Make their move early in this gold medal match for the men's 14-point pairs.
Great start by the South Australians.
Certainly is, and just the start they would have been looking for. If you'd have said you can have a 5-0 lead after 2 ends, they'd have said, thank you very much, we'll take that.
Yeah, they've just come to terms with the greens just a bit quicker so far, haven't they?
Got to the jack first.
Yeah, the Victorians are still sort of searching for their track. So they need to find it fairly shortly.
Of course, Warwick's not the only place where there is action happening in the Nationals 2023. We've got the senior side series happening over at Joondalup today. They will be underway, so we'll keep an eye on some of the scores coming through from there for you. We might wait until the end of this end and then see if they'll only have just got going over there. So some mixed results for the local teams yesterday, Troy. The WA senior women's side flew out of the blocks with 2 big wins. And the WA senior men's side looking for a big day today to recover from a couple of losses yesterday. That's just allowing me to show my local WA bias.
Well, we'd like to see the local teams do well. And of course the open side series will kick off at Sorrento again on Friday. Of course, you'll be participating in that one, Clive, so you'll be no doubt looking forward to the Friday and the weekend.
Absolutely looking forward to it. Can't wait. We sort of get underway on Thursday, if you like, with a couple of practice test matches. So looking forward to that. And all of our viewers here can look forward to the Lord Lee Such.
Yes.
In commentary, alongside Cameron Harris, Doug Kelly, Cam Pride. They'll all be with you over the 4 days, bringing you the coverage.
I'll be joining them on Monday. Of course, I'll be watching the live stream from Melbourne, so I won't be actually here to watch the WA boys in action over the weekend, because of course I'm heading over there for the spring racing action, which I'm looking forward to.
Excellent.
So, but yeah, I'll catch that on the live stream for sure.
Lucas with a good bowl here. Needs it to close right down to the jack now, and he's done that. Beautifully played.
That's a good bowl. Also gives him a bit of confidence too. find that, get that one close.
Nice healthy representation of people around the rink.
Yeah, not a bad crowd really, is it, for such an early start?
Plenty showing their colours, whether they're South Australia, whether they're Queensland. There's New South Wales. I noticed the team sitting alongside, supporting some of the players alongside us. We've got
quite a big contingent from Queensland here as well.
Yeah, we've got open pairs action happening next to us. We've got the women's singles also going on. Looks like Serena Bonnell playing Cheryl Linfield in the women's singles. That that'll be an interesting one. They've been teammates for a long time, those two. Oh, Lucas has done well here. You talked about the confidence building, Troy.
Yeah.
Does he land right on the front? Well, he's got a little bit alongside it, but two fantastic bowls and a third one not far away as well.
Yeah, good bowl.
The two Victorians sharing a bit of a smile and a bit of fun as they go past. It is one thing. Yesterday afternoon's final in the women's pairs, Serena and Louise put it beyond doubt pretty early, but I was so pleased to see the South Australian pair just keep their spirits up and enjoy what it was, enjoy the moment. And
at the end of the day, you've done well to reach the
Yeah.
final, and sure, you might not have your best game on the day, but yeah, enjoy it.
I can see them both here supporting their South Australian teammates, both Vanessa and Kathy here, as this isn't far away. Looking for a bit of contact now.
Tell you what, that's a good bowl.
Second shot. Well, the standard's been good so far, that is for sure. Comes as no surprise. These players are very, very talented players. Josh looking for a clear run here. No damage done. There was nearly some damage done.
So Andy's looking for a bit of contact here. Just be playing a yard of weight over, looking for any contact on that front bowl.
Yeah, not dissimilar to his last, really. Has he kept the weight? I'm not sure he has. No, just under the weight. Well, again, Josh looking for a clear run. He's just going to run a little too far. Wasn't far away. Was wanting to turn late too, so keep that in mind a little bit later.
Andy just coming down to have a look, but there's a bit of an opportunity here for the South Australians to score one or two here.
Yeah, well, they've got the back of the rink too, Troy. So I think Andy needs to have a little push through this. They've got a couple in there. It'd be unlikely for both of those to go out, and they've got the back of the rink. So I think maybe you might see a switch of hands, give himself a chance at the jack. Be very unlucky to get both the South Australian bowls moving here. And even if he does get one of them out and not stay, it's pretty hard to see Josh playing any sort of weight with nothing at the back of the rink. So
yeah, well, probably the worst case is, playing that sort of weight back to that back bowl of his that they're probably only one down if it does spring out to the right hand side of the rink there. So yeah, there's a lot of options here.
So forehand it is, with a bit of weight as we expected.
I think that's a bit wide, is it?
Trying to get down, but not quite.
Well, that sprung the jack, but I think that's actually two.
Di has signalled two to Victoria. So a little unlucky there. Delicate draw shot for Josh Barry to finish off this end coming, and it looks like Victoria will get themselves on the board. Just shows you, doesn't it? Lucas came up with a couple of crackers there to start the end, and it's so important. The leader's contribution. People can say 3-bowl pairs. Pete and I were discussing this yesterday. That's not quite going to get there. So 2 shots it is to Victoria. Good bowls Lucas is the call from Josh. It's 5-2 to South Australia. We were talking about this yesterday, that 3-bowl pairs, some people can consider that it's a skipper's game. Others see it more as a leader's game. Well, what we've seen so far is that the leaders have dictated who's won the end.
Absolutely. Quite often the case in the game of pairs, Clive.
All these matches are being live scored, so you can keep track of all the scores via the Bowls Now app, which you can download from the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store. Just go to the app, click results, find your way to the Para-Nationals, and you can keep an eye on all of the scores. There is also a scoring update link in the description of our stream. We might be getting the umpires out here, I reckon. I think they're going to want to check the length of this. There is also that scoring updates screen that you can visit and get the latest updates there as well, and that is all in the description. We do encourage you not to click any old links that are put in the comments, but anything that is posted by Bowls Australia with the verification tick is safe for you to follow. We are underway over at Joondalup, Troy. Tasmania are playing South Australia. The men lead 11-6, and the men lead 11-6 for Tasmania. The women's South Australian team lead 9-7 over Tassie, so very early there. WA playing the NT, as we've confirmed that
is the length of the cricket pitch, so we're away.
Yes. WA playing NT. WA's jumped out of the blocks there. Brad Kingsrink leading 10-0 over Chris Buckholtz, and it's a 16-2 advantage to WA. 13-11 advantage to the WA women over the NT. New South Wales leading 22-11 over the ACT and the men, and 17-15 New South Wales over the ACT in the women's event. And finally Queensland leading Victoria 19-14 in the men, and Victoria turning that around in the women's event, leading 15-7 over Queensland. So that is all of the score updates. You can get those all yourself by just heading to that live scoring page, and whilst they're not perfectly live, those scores in there, they're certainly not far behind.
And isn't the live streaming great, Clive? You know, these days, you know, if you're following your side or pairing or team, it's good to be able to keep up to date. So we're going to see a lot more of that going forward in a lot more of the events that we
yeah, whether it's live streaming or live scoring, they both have their role.
Yep.
And what you're seeing with the score updates is a bit of a combination of the BowlsLink live scoring and then some manual live scoring that's being done as well to keep everyone across things. Lucas right in the zone here after another fantastic start by Mike Emberton. He's certainly put on display so far, Mike. He had a little bit of an end off on that last end, and Lucas took advantage. But
back on it.
He's on the jack again. Yes, if you're in the Joondalup or Warwick area, we certainly encourage you to get along and enjoy a beautiful day and enjoy some fantastic bowls at the same time.
Doesn't want to spring the jack there. Oh, that's ended up in a
perfectly,
pretty good spot. We'll feather off Lucas's front bowl there.
Got to give a shout out to Warwick for the fantastic effort they've put on here. There's been volunteers everywhere, Troy. It's been amazing.
To give you an idea of the quality of the volunteers here, Clive, there's a volunteer on the door opening the door out from the clubhouse to the green. Every time someone comes to the door, a lady is there opening the door for the patrons, which is, you don't often see that at a bowling club.
No, certainly assist those with their frames and some in chairs and things like that. So fantastic thought to do it. And a good last bowl. Whilst you see that race past, you might say, well, how is that a good bowl? Well, when you've got one right on the front of the jack, having something at the back of the rink is very, very useful. Plenty of good comments coming through. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Mary's back from Fife in Scotland. Good on you, Mary. It was pretty cool when Mary was watching yesterday over there in Scotland, but she was tucked up in bed and watching our coverage. It's fantastic.
Why not?
Brendan watching from Somerville in Victoria. And Matt, who watched all the way through yesterday as well. Good to have you back. Now,
What's Andy doing? He's arriving just past the head.
well,
Good spot.
yeah, they've built a good head here, South Australia. They'd probably love one more bowl in the head, but when the bowl you got in there sitting right on top of the jack, it's not a bad thing. Close here from Josh. Is it getting down? Not quite.
Yeah, well, Josh is forced to play quite a delicate shot there because, of course, the South Australians have got the two backest bowls. So no value in going super quick at it.
Roll it over once is the call between Josh and Lucas. Wants to be careful. If he rolls it over 3 times,
You'll be
it could
down
be 2
to
or 3. Yeah, it could be 2 or 3 light. Yep. There's the mascots on the side of the rink there.
Not
He's
quite
tried to
gonna
drop.
get there.
Yeah, he's tried to drop a little bit of weight, so he didn't hit it too hard, and he's dropped it all off. So now a wide draw to count, Troy. With an emphasis on the wide here. Does nothing for tight for Andy. Just wants to nestle in here without really touching anything. As he got the journey,
He just played this quite well.
close.
Just kind of...
Not quite.
Not quite, no.
So one more to South Australia. They move out to a 6-2 advantage after 4 ends have been played here in this gold medal match for the men's 14-point pairs. Of course, so much more to come over the Nationals period. As you said, Troy, more streaming to come on Friday through to Monday for the Open Side Series. And then we head to Joondalup on the Tuesday through to Friday, that's next week, for the Australian Championships. Singles, pairs, triples, fours and mixed pairs across those 4 days. And that is they're going to be big days too.
Yeah. Interesting bowls being played over that week as well. So just a festival of bowls in the next couple of weeks. As you mentioned, Clive, call on all the supporters of bowls in WA to get down to the venues and enjoy the nice weather and enjoy the good bowls.
Yeah, reward the venues for their preparation. They're certainly well prepared to host you. Come down and enjoy all the fantastic action. All right, can Mike continue this fine exhibition we've seen so far? Might have pushed this one a little. Well, he'll adjust off that for a second, but Lucas gets first crack at this now. We saw the difference. Lucas nailed it in the previous end in this direction. set things up nicely.
Sticking to his backhand on this direction. Why wouldn't you when you played those lovely bowls on the last end?
He's not bad either. He's not bad at all.
Played it well. Great start for Lucas.
Nice little trip here this morning it was, Troy. I was a bit busy on the main road, so I took a couple of back roads.
5 minutes?
About 9 minutes, yeah.
9 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, coming from the good part of town, Clive, it probably took me about 15 to get here. Lovely reply.
A couple of people we know commenting here. Jess Alvaro saying morning Clive and Troy. Excellent work as always. Go SA. So
Morning, Jess.
Jess showing her original colours there.
Yep.
South Australian at heart. And John Siteman, all the way from Nova Scotia in Canada. John, a wonderful supporter of bowls and loves the AO. Absolutely loves the AO with him and his mum Anne-Marie. So good to see you watching on, John.
Yeah, good morning, John.
John, well familiar with Lucas and Josh. So another great head here. He said Mike could make the adjustment, and he did.
Tell you what, he's not far away again.
Oh, brilliant effort.
Another good bowl.
Yeah.
Just sliding past, but
Useful
in a good
for
spot.
later. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm seeing Lucas cross over to his forehand. It's a bit under on that one, I think.
All right, well, Mike has been able to do it again. He just managed to sneak in there and hold shot as we change over.
I think we're going to have a very interesting game here, Clive, as it progresses. Both teams are actually playing quite well.
Yeah, they're in the area a lot, aren't they?
Yeah. So
You know that these two Victorians are great players in their own right. Mike and Andy combine so well together as well, and they've got the runs on the board early, so it does lend itself to a really great finish. Joe Whitehead watching from a rainy Cairns. Well, I can tell you, I reckon I can say quite confidently we're not going to get any rain today here in Perth.
no, I seriously doubt it.
I'm not going to put any mozzes on anything there. There's not really any rain on the forecast for quite some time here in Perth, so it's good news. If anything, it's going to be a pretty warm weekend. I think 35 degrees is the forecast for next Sunday at the moment, so just working our way up to that throughout the week. And really, we couldn't have wished for much better conditions.
Of course, the last couple of times, Clive, that WA's hosted the side series, we've had nothing but bad weather. So it's going to be a great change to actually have the weather that probably people associate with Perth with over the course of the event, which is the up to the 32 degrees, which would be perfect.
Last time the series was here was the side series was at Yokine.
Yokine, and it rained.
I've gone home about as wet as I think I've ever been after that first day of play. It was unbelievable. And the previous time, it was that the torrential rain was that bad. We actually only got one game played on the first day.
There was that make-up game at night.
We had to play 3 in the one day.
Yeah.
We started at 8:30 in the morning, came off the greens at 11:30 at night.
Yeah, well, none of that this time.
No. Just got to keep the fluids up and the sunscreen on this time around. Blake saying don't jinx it. I can't jinx it today. It is not going to rain today.
Good to see Blake listening in as usual. He's a big watcher of the live stream.
Certainly is.
G'day, Blake.
As long as he's not in the forklift at work.
He probably is.
So, can Josh find his way back here? This is just holding. He's trying to give it a chance, hence that little bit of weight, but just didn't get back. So, looks like we are going to have a measure, are we?
I'm favouring the South Australian bowl from our angle. But it can be deceiving.
I think Lucas might be a little bit hopeful calling for a measure here. I think this is going to be one to South Australia. There is a little awkward angle there, so maybe that's what Lucas just wants to make sure is looked after. And what an angle. Look at this angle we're getting of this measure.
Excellent camera work there.
Yeah. Clearly one to South Australia. They lead at 7 shots to 2 after 5 ends. We are a third of the way through this final, and as we get those wonderful angles, he does like a shout out. He even gave himself a shout out. He even gave himself a shout out a couple of days ago on the comments. But Mitch looking after all of our pictures. He's doing a fantastic job.
He's doing a great job. And interestingly, Clive, that last end there, the last 2 ends, the first lead bowl of Mike has survived both ends.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course, he had that front toucher with the previous end before that. So,
well, in fairness, on that last end, it was his second one. His first one went in the ditch. But we won't worry about that.
Was it?
Yeah.
I wasn't obviously paying close enough attention there.
He did make a fine correction, though.
So we've stretched it out a fraction, probably equivalent of just over a 3/4 length end.
Well, something we discussed yesterday, Troy, these are big greens too, so a long end is long.
Mm.
I'm not sure whether they're completely 40-metre greens, but they're certainly not far off it. Mike in the zone again here. Another good start, just drifts in behind.
Start. He's playing well.
Decent reply from Lucas. Drops in next to the jack. Beautifully played.
Good.
Coffee van in full swing behind us. I'm led to believe the coffee over at Joondalup is very, very good as well, is what I've heard.
From the club itself, they've got a barista on.
That's what I'm hearing.
Is that right? Well, I haven't actually. I'm a bit with you, Clive. I haven't spent a lot of time up at the Joondalup Club, so I'm looking forward to getting up there and having a good look at it. And if they've got a decent coffee available, I'll be having one of those, I'd say. So.
Can Lucas find his way around that last bowl of Mike Emberton? He's on a good track. He's on a very good track. That's well played.
It's 2 shots to Vic.
7-2 behind after 5. Troy, they just need to consolidate a little bit. The Vics just grab a couple of ends to just keep that margin in check.
Yeah, well, of course, Lucas has given him a good start here. Tell you what, he's not too far away here, Mike. It's not a bad effort.
Probably just needed well, it's fallen in, but it just needed to drop just a smidge for him. It will force Lucas onto the other side of the rink. 2 against 1 coming in on that backhand side, so he'll go to the forehand side where there's a more open look. Does get the bowls away very well, does Lucas. Nice and smooth delivery.
Just needs to run this one out.
Don't know whether he's quite got the trip. It's trying. Just out. It's one thing we have noticed over the last couple of days. The mascots on the rink, as you can see those in the background as the players change over. As I say that, the South Australians stand right in the way, so we can't see them. There they are.
Yep.
We've got the Wombat, and we've got who's bearing the big V there? Is that Ernie or Bert or somebody like that?
It does.
Elmo? No, it's not Elmo, is it?
No. Is that Ernie?
I think it might be Ernie in the big V. Someone who knows better than we do will let us know in the comments, I'm sure. Well, looking for Jack, and has
What
it
a shot.
perfectly played. Great
shot by Andy.
Oh.
Trailing the Jack back to Mike's bowl. Holding 3 at the minute.
Gets it to a tricky spot to get to. It's partially guarded by the front. Not a bad effort from Josh Barry here. It's not quite going to get down. That's the trouble the Victorians face now, is that those front bowls guard the Jack and the shot bowls a little.
Well, Josh actually had that one on a great track. It was just a fraction quick.
Yeah, he's just going to need to get that perfect weight to allow it to get back. Andy now for South Australia. It gets down a little count.
And it will.
I reckon that's probably in.
A couple of big bowls here now for Josh.
Well, it's danger zone all of a sudden. We talked about that 7-2 scoreline. Don't want it blowing out any further. This is quick, but does he have a land? No, he doesn't.
Andy, are we looking not to give anything to work off here?
It's a tricky one because he wants to get another one in there, but he doesn't want to land anything jack high, as you say, or even just in front could give Josh something to work with. Well, he's played it well.
Tell you what, if that gets back
Oh, what a
across,
shot. That is brilliantly played.
That's a great shot.
Oh, talk about not wanting to give anything to work with. He's closed it down beautifully.
That's a beautiful shot.
Well, this is a high quality affair that we're seeing here. Josh still moving a little.
Missing it high again.
So this is going to be a big score to South Australia. I think it could be as many as
Could be
5?
5, Clive, maybe.
Yeah.
We're looking at the last. So Lucas is 4.
Okay, 4 shots it is. So 11-2 is now the scoreline in favour of South Australia, and our Victorian combination of Lucas Protopapas and Josh Barry have some work to do. Mike Emberton and Andy Reid taking control. And of course, it's all brought to you by Tourism Western Australia, the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries with Lottery West, and of course the City of Joondalup. We can't thank those 3 partners enough for allowing us to have the Nationals right here on Western Australian soil.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a challenging length. They might be happy with it.
How many years has it been, Clive, since we held the major event here in WA? When was the last side series here?
Well, you have to, if you include the Australian Champion of Champions, that was at South Perth.
South Perth, yep.
Yeah, about 3 years ago. I believe the side series that was last at Yokeheim was 2014.
14, right. Okay, it's a long time between drinks.
Of course, we had COVID disrupt things as well. Okay. So we've got plenty come through saying it's Bert.
Bert.
Okay. It is Bert. Yep. Fiona, well, there's quite a few people. John Siteman said it's Bert. Jess Alvaro's gone with Bert. Fiona Hall says Bert because Ernie was the chubby one.
Oh, yeah, actually, right.
And Jack Woodhouse has said definitely Bert, boys, and my mum made the uniform for him. So there you go. Bert and the big V.
I'd like to know the story behind choosing Bert as the mascot.
Well, maybe Jack can tell us that as well. Lynn Jaffro saying sides were at Moontar, so maybe I've got the wrong year there.
Oh, another good bowl by Mike. Great bowl. He's playing very well. I mean, Lucas isn't playing too bad himself. Mike's shut down the jack a couple of times. This one looks to be on a good line, just needs to run. Lucky.
– 2015 at Yukon. Yep. Thanks for that, Lynn.
So Mike's looking to draw a yard behind the head here, just to provide a bit of cover for jack movement.
And really, he's done an amazing job so far, hasn't he? Another one passed. He's done really well.
He's put that bowl where his skip wanted it, so it's great bowling.
Yes, those years get hard to line up when they feel recent, but they're not quite recent. So yes, 2015 Yukon in the wet.
This needs to drop under. Not quite. Still was giving Josh another one to work with.
The only danger is there's nothing past. They're down with nothing past. It's not ideal.
No. Sort of forcing him to probably play another delicate type shot. Unless he goes big early just to break it up.
Well, that's the potential. I wonder whether Andy will be thinking that too. He'll be thinking, well, Josh has probably got no choice but to arrive here. The draw lines are sort of taken away a little bit. I think Andy needs to think about changing this a little bit himself first.
There's an opportunity to do that on the forehand. There looks like there's a bit of room there to drop under that short bowl of Lucas's and touch the jack.
He's going backhand.
Okay. Interesting.
The same sort of opportunity there. I think if you just get a little bit of movement, it stops his two bowls from just being so vulnerable just to be removed clean.
Yeah.
Well, he's put another one in the area, which is handy. Oh, fell against the bias, and it might actually count.
Needs to get down. Has given him a bowl at the back of the head now, so might see him play a little bit more positively with his next bowl.
Mike indicating he thinks it's 3 shots at the moment. I think Andy might have just been back there having a chat with the coach to say what do you think. Either that or he's back there just grabbing a drink. not quite going to make it this time. I think Josh needs to get into this a little bit. Starting to make something happen.
Playing similar weight to his last one.
Yeah, the only trouble with that is you've really got to nail the line doing that. It was more just a draw than anything else.
Gone back to the draw. It's a bit unusual. Yeah, I think Andy's going to get right back now.
And Joe just asking the format of this game. 15 ends. 2.25 hour time limit. We generally don't feel like we'll get to the time limit. And dead ends are dead. So that is an option for Josh Barry right now, is to go bigger at this and try and start the end again. He's sticking with the reaching weight. Just more looking to draw than anything. It's not going to get down. Well, he got Lucas up and over. That will help. Gee, it
might even be second shot, is it, Clive? Bit hard to tell from our angle.
I think they're going to measure for shot.
Yep, looks like they are.
Yep, they're going to measure for shot, so the little nudge of the bowl. Yep, they're going to move out the others, so they're not in the... so it's definitely second, if not shot. So it's made a big difference, just the turn of one bowl.
In the context of the game, that was a huge result.
Joel, I'll take you through why it's called 14-point men's pairs in just a moment. We'll just see the outcome of this measure.
Great camera work again, Clive.
Absolutely. Look at this. Ooh, that looks like just out. I'm actually going to check it with the calipers instead. So, bonus footage now. We've seen one measure with the tape, now we're going to see the measure with the calipers.
You'll be able to see the umpire's hand shaking.
Okay, perfect touch there. And I think we're going to see that the South Australian bowler has the shot. Yes. Confirmed 1 to South Australia, and it is a 12-2 advantage, but 2 shots saved there with that. We believe 2 shots saved with that last bowl of Josh Barry. Now, Joe, the 14-point pairs is because each of the players has a classification that is between B5 and B8. So they can be a B5, a B6, a B7 or a B8. In this pairs format, you can have 2 players and you cannot exceed 14 points. So in this case, we have Josh Barry, who is a B8, and Lucas, who is a B6. And we have Mike and Andrew from South Australia that are both B6s. So that's only 12 points, but you can be under the points, you just can't be over 14. Slightly further on that, the higher the number, the less impairment you have in terms of your respective disability or impairment. And that is about my knowledge of the classification of the classification system exhausted.
We'd need Denise McMillan in here to
yes,
to give us a bit of a lesson on that.
Yeah, Ellen Faulkner's taken us through it in the past as well.
Yeah.
So
Denise is an absolute expert. She does a great job too in her role at Bowls WA.
WA in inclusion and high performance coordinator. Well, Mike's missed short with his first one there, so a bit of an opportunity now for Lucas Looms. really now Victoria must run together a couple of ends here and bridge this gap before it gets out of control. And he's done well. Needs to pull up a little, but it's a good bowl.
No, that's a great start by Lucas.
Your first bowl there, anywhere there to even 2 feet past is a very, very handy first bowl. Well, it's another good bowl from Lucas. Parks in behind again. Very handy 2 opening bowls.
He's reaching this time.
Well, it's not bad. I mean, there is some discipline in that, in making sure that he was getting up there with at least 1 bowl. Give Andy something to work with. But here's the opportunity Victoria have been looking for. They haven't had many ends where Mike hasn't been all over the jack.
You've played this very well, Lucas.
Brilliant.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, and just to cover that jack up as well, perfect. You know, that sits alongside the jack and it's a completely different look. Right on the front of it is a huge, huge advantage.
It's the first real end, Clive, we've seen where Andy's under a bit of pressure. So, and conversely, the first time Josh has actually, been able to walk up to the mat and potentially just draw to add.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Lucas hasn't been far away. He's had bowls in the head, but Mike's just been all over it.
Yeah, correct.
Well, is not what you want to hear when a player has just let go of their bowl. As it came out of his hand, he knew he was just that smidgen tight. It tried to hold on.
He didn't miss by much in the end.
Edge factor. It will hold on.
As we can see.
Well, Josh is going to add another here. Well, it's a good bowl.
Has widened the target up, but still has to play it.
Well, in the end, it's a bowl and a half target and they're holding 4. It's not a bad situation to be in.
Yeah, exactly. Still have to hit it.
Well, it's a wider line than last time. Close. This is a very good effort. Just caught the edge of the jack. I believe it'll still be at least 3.
Got a bit of separation on the jack now too, which is going to make the shot a little bit more difficult for Andy.
Gee, it was so close to a big result. Has Josh got the run here? Needs it to run all the way, not going to. Andy will head down here and have a look at this and work out what he needs to do. While he does that, let's have a look at the Senior Sides Championship score updates. I can tell you let's go through the men's competition first. Tasmania leading 18-14 over South Australia. WA leading 27-20 over the NT. It's a 28-19 lead to New South Wales over the ACT, and a 25-19 lead to Queensland over Victoria. In the women's event, Victoria 29-18 in front of Queensland. New South Wales 34-17 over the ACT. WA 32-23 over the NT, and 19-17 South Australia lead Tasmania. All right, big discussion there. Andy heading back, shares a little bit of a joke. And heading back to play his final bowl of this end. Victoria with a chance to burst their way back into this match. So, he's close, but he's just caught an edge for no result. So, big opportunity now for Josh Barry and Lucas Protopapas to work their way back into this match. Eddie Gollan has posted that Denise heard our comments, so we're in good with Denise, so that's good news. Troy?
I have to send a shout out to Denise. As I said, she does a great job.
Absolutely. Now, is Josh getting back round here? He's close. If he gives it a little nudge, well, that is guaranteed.
Great shot.
I think that's guaranteed 5 shots. I think that is guaranteed 5 shots. Siren goes for recess in the school next door. They're calling the umpire to check it, but I think this is going to be 5 shots to Victoria, and this is going to be game on, Troy.
That's a huge result in the context of the game now.
Just the one opportunity they were looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, 12-7, back to manageable. Still got 8 ends to play. Was that the completion of the 7th end, or was that the 8th end?
This is the completion of the 8th.
8th, so yeah, okay. 7 ends to go. Game on.
See if we can get you some updates on a couple of the other games next door in just a moment. Serena Bonnell leading Cheryl Linfield. It's Queensland versus Queensland, so it's a little bit tricky. But it's I believe Serena is leading that one 13-4. And then we've got Louise Hoskins. It is 5 shots, by the way. That is confirmed. 5 shots to Victoria. It is a 12-7 lead now to South Australia right here. Plenty of ends to go. Louise Hoskins leading 12-3. Although I think we've got a later update than that. It might be 13-4 over Alison East from Victoria.
Right.
And the other match that's going on is the open pairs. That's the men's open pairs. That is a gold medal match that's happening on the rink next door. And it's a 7-6 lead to Tasmania in that one.
That's, of course, after 7 ends in that game.
Alright, well, can Lucas get them started again here? Looks like he's going to be mainly on the backhand in this direction, but looks like he's going to switch to the forehand. Of course, Lucas an ambassador for Right at Home as well, Troy, the naming rights partner of the Jackaroos.
Yep, and he does a great job there. Loves his bowls, Lucas. Plays bowls just about 8 days a week, I think.
I reckon.
So it's great to see him in the final.
He's not playing, he's thinking about it. Yeah,
it's great to see him playing so well and reaching the final.
I say that he's Probably also thinking about his Essendon Bombers at times and Melbourne United basketball team. I know he was most disappointed that Melbourne United lost yesterday.
Oh, well, good thing about the footy season is it's finished. You don't have to think about that for another few months.
All right, well, it's the thing about a 15-end game. You do all that work in the first half. You'll make sure the foot stays on the pedal in the second half. Well, there's room here for Mike. He's overshot the mark with his first, but there's Lucas has left him some room to nail it once more. I wonder whether there's a temptation to change hands. Okay, well, Andy's left it up to Mike, so well, you can either negotiate that bowl of Lucas or you can switch. It's up to you. He's chosen to stay with what he knows. First part is to miss that front bowl.
And he's
Well, he didn't miss it.
A little bit of a glide off that front one and finished in a great spot. Andy just indicating that South Australia are still holding the shot.
Barbara Green, welcome Barbara, and saying on paper it seemed the Victorians were favourites, probably leading in. The more known names potentially. But Barbara, if you'd have seen the way they've been going, the South Australians have been fantastic so far. Mike's rarely had an end where he hasn't had at least one bowl on the jack or a couple in the zone if he hasn't got shot. And the two ends where he probably hasn't quite done that are the two ends that the Victorians have scored on.
Yeah, and also the two ends where Lucas has really nailed the jack.
Yes.
Just about all three of his bowls. So
the leaders are playing their part and doing a good job setting it up.
Just needs to get under this front one, which he's done. Keep running. That's
beautiful.
A great bowl. That'll do it.
Trying to work out whether that was D6 or 9p that's on the on the bowl of Josh there.
I think it was 9p.
Yep.
And he just trying to reach through Mike's bowl there, just missing it a bit high.
Craig, I don't think we have a John Mason on the next rink, but I could be wrong.
Just lost his weight a bit there, Josh.
Andy working up here on the backhand side. We know it holds, especially with the edge factor. Is he going to turn their own bowl up?
That's all he needs to do.
Snuck under it.
Under.
Oh, what a fantastic bowl.
Still down, but a good bowl. Gives him an opportunity with his next.
It also means that how does Josh Barry get another counter in here, Troy? Almost impossible.
I think he can work off that that bowl of that's just in front of Jack High there of his own.
Yep.
We're not seeing a hell of a lot of turnout on that side, so there is opportunity to work off that.
Maybe live with hitting the front rather than being tight.
Yep. That's what he'll be looking to do.
Well, it's not easy, but he's on his way with his attempt. And there, see, he has just slipped out to that wider line. Great effort.
Didn't miss the line by a lot. Not sure he had the weight actually to get back down in any case, but it's a good effort all the same.
Thanks, Raylene. It's his para number 9.
Yeah, okay. Right. He just needs to hold here.
Oh, he's close.
He's got a favourable gust of wind there. He's done it. That's a good ball. Good result there.
Held up down that line, and another 1 to South Australia. They move along to 13, and they lead it by 6 shots with 6 ends to play.
Yeah, as we saw there, Clive, and he looked like he was on a narrow track there, and he just got a little bit of a gust of breeze, which straightened it slightly. Had a lovely weight.
As I say, he is using edge factor, which are known for holding their line, so
yep.
that helped him in that regard. But he had a nice little couple of bowls to play to, and that's courtesy of him setting it up with his previous attempt.
Yep, no, it was a good bowl. Just as we speak, it looks like the wind is actually looking like it's getting up a fraction more than.
Yeah, still nothing on what we've had over.
Not compared to normal Perth windy day, Clive.
What we had on Saturday morning at the Champion of Champions over at Sorrento was verging on gale force. The marquee we were under, which is this same marquee, felt like it was a chance to take off.
It is going to be interesting over the next week or two for the interstate visitors to. At some stage, they're going to be coming to grips with our 30 knot, 25 knot breeze in the afternoon. So that'll be interesting on a.
Great start from Mike again. Parks right in behind the jack. Yes, it's not unusual to have the breeze in one direction in the morning and a different direction in the afternoon. It is very much a common thing here in Western Australia. Easterly in the morning generally, and a southwester comes in generally around that 2 o'clock in the afternoon, thereabouts. Well, this one's been a treat to watch, and from a neutral observer, I'd love to see Victoria grab a couple of ends here and bring us home to a big finish.
That's a bit wide, that one there from Mike. Missed his line of fraction. Weight was still pretty good.
Reality is though, Victoria's won 2 ends of the 9 played. That just gives you the indication that the South Australians have been in control. The big score was the 4 shots to South Australia on the 6th end, but Victoria were able to counter that. Now,
he's played this well, Lucas.
Lucas needs all of the jack. Well, he just got a little snick. I'm not sure. Oh well, Josh says 1 up. We'll go with that. So the call was to just stick with the backhand side, try and land the shot bowl or a little nudge of the jack. See how well Mike can execute this. Tell you what, he's not far away. Just missed with a little bit of weight, and probably wanted to be just a little tighter on the line for it. But it's still there for Andy to play at this stage. Well, Lucas was trying to change that. That was the call from Josh. Play it before they do. Just probably overdid it slightly, but they've got the back of the rink. And they will need the back of the rink if Andy gets the shot that he's going to play, because there might be 3 or 4 down if he gets it perfectly.
Well, he can afford to reach 2 with the yard too, can't he, Clive? Because if he does happen to get onto the jack or even slice the jack, they've got bowls to catch that, so he can afford to draw with a nice positive yard. As you say, get to the blue. Any part of the jack should be okay.
Well, that's the shot he called Mike for, so it wouldn't surprise us to see him play the same. I mean, he can get to it on the forehand as well, so it looks like he is going forehand.
Yeah, good reaching weight, it looks like.
It won't get back from there. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
not sure
Andy,
that was actually a covering bowl, Clive.
I think Andy was having a lend of us there.
I think he was having a lend of Mike.
Mike said, "Oh, you're a bit wide." He said, "I want to cover the back first." Right.
All right, well, let's have a look.
See if he gets Dinkum. It is nice to see the character of these players come out. Well, this is closer. This is very close. Edge of the blue and falls in. Just delicately done for 2. Oh. Josh has hunted out deep. That's going to work its way past. Back of the rink is the danger for South Australia right now. Must get to the back of the rink. With a 13-7 lead, holding 2. Get to the back of the rink and don't let the Victorians have a clear shot at 4 here. Even though Victoria's only got 1 bowl in the head, as you see, the South Australians deep in discussion. Bert on the bank trying to stare him down in his big V.
Well, as you say, Clive, there's no...
Trying to do his hard work.
Given the score of the game, there's no real value in trying to add another here. They're just covering to protect the lead as well. They don't need to drop a 3 here or a 4. So, yep. You'll be looking to get to where Mike's standing at the moment, somewhere around there or a fraction deeper.
There you go. That's exactly what was needed.
He's played it well.
It takes the disaster out of this end now. Now Josh with a landing zone of those 2 counting bowls. He's going to need this to work. And it's not going to. So that'll going to be another 2 on the board to South Australia. We'll wait for confirmation, but I believe it's 2. There it is. 2 shots, 15-7 the lead now. That is an 8-shot lead with 5 ends to play, and we are in that danger zone, Troy. Whenever it's more, we were talking about this with Pete yesterday, but whenever it's more than about 1.5 an end that you need, that gets tricky, and once it gets to 2, you're in trouble.
Well, not only that, it sort of changes the mindset of the way you play. You know, you feel that you need to be chasing.
Yep.
Instead of, probably playing your original game plan, so that always can be a factor as well.
Scoreboard on the end rink, Troy. I don't know whether you've got a look at that. Is that 13-7 or is it
13-7?
13-7 to Queensland's Louise Hoskins over Alison East from
10
Victoria.
ends gone, it looks to be as well.
Yeah, well, that's a 21-up game, so that's all right.
Singles, yep. Sorry.
And 14-6 to Serena Bonnell over Cheryl Linfield in the women's singles. And Tasmania, well, that's a nip and tuck one, isn't it?
Yeah.
8-7 next door.
And that one's playing their 10th end at the moment.
That's Tasmania against combined New South Wales ACT combination. So with 5 ends to go, South Australia are almost 2 ends one away from winning the match. If they win 2 more ends out of those 5, they're going to be very hard to track down. That's where working out those things can be handy. 8 shots to get in 5 ends. If you drop another end, then you're at least 9 or 10 required in 4 ends. It almost needs Victoria to win all 5 ends here to win the match.
Yeah, well, it goes without saying. I mean, winning this end for them is particularly crucial, and they're probably looking to pick up a 2 or a 3 here just to get themselves to that score of 10, 4 or 5 behind.
Get the scoreboard pressure a little bit more back on.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice shot there once again from Mike.
Mike's playing super.
Really solid game. We will have the women's singles final for you at 12 o'clock Western Standard Time. It's Lucas just on the wide side. The weight was nice.
And importantly, he's reaching. He can't afford to be dropping any short bowls now. So it's behind the head. It's useful.
And we'll also have the men's B7-8 singles final at 3 p.m. Western Standard Time. So do your conversions as you need to. It is currently just after 10 past 10 here on this Monday morning.
So we've got a couple of cracking matches coming up, Clive.
Certainly do.
Going to be good games to watch.
Of course, we don't know who they'll be yet.
No,
because they're working themselves out right now.
Exactly, but they're going to be good games.
It could be that our pairs champions from yesterday might be lining up against each other in the women's singles final, because Serena and Louise got the pairs title yesterday. That was the women's open pairs.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike just letting us know that we look a little bit more relaxed alongside than perhaps him out in the green, and was offering to change spots. I think he's doing a fine enough job out there without us getting involved, Troy.
Absolutely. He really has played a great game, Mike, as a lead.
Told you he was a character.
Still not over yet. Still opportunity for the Vicks here to perhaps pick up a 2 or a 3 more. Get himself back in this game. lag. Shot there by Andy. Not to forget Andy, of course, in the team, Clive, because he's played pretty handily himself.
Certainly has. All 4 players have played some big bowls throughout the match, no doubt about that. But there's a reason South Australia are in front.
Yeah, look, and you know, Josh there dropping short, something that the Vicks can't really afford to do at this stage of the game.
Well, it's a tricky one to get at now for Josh Barry. He's going to find his way up here underneath Lucas's front bowl, and he's well and truly underneath that. What's he doing off the edge of this bowl? Well, that's in the area. One blues the signal from Dye. Mike tending to more to go with the measure. From our angle, the blue bowl looks shot.
Mike's just calling Andy to draw again on his backhand and get down to the jack.
Tell you what, what's he got?
Tell you what, he's played this well. Look at this
drawn
for a
the
shot,
shot.
Clive.
He's drawn the shot. What a great bowl.
Great bowl. That's a great bowl.
I think Mike mumbled something about the call, but look, Troy, I think Josh might want to use some weight here and go for the white bowl. He could potentially get all of the South Australian bowls by getting to the white bowl with weight. I think he needs to make something happen here.
Well, obviously, yeah, he needs to. He'll be playing with big weight here. He's be either looking to clean that out or kill it.
Of course, the danger is he gets his own, but they've got to make something happen. So it'll be interesting to see what he's decided to do.
I think the kill's the option here, given.
But the edge of the white bowl could actually get all of the South Australian bowls out of the head. So we'll see if that's what he decides to play. It is big weight. Oh, he got it. He got it absolutely belly. He needed to get the edge.
It wasn't far away.
Great effort, and it'll be 1-2 South Australia, courtesy of that fantastic draw shot there from Andy Reid. 16-7 the lead. That's a 9-shot advantage with 4 ends to play. Looks like Louise Hoskins is just about to book her place in the final, Troy. 20 shots to 7 now in that singles match against Alison East. And Serena Bonnell continues to lead 14-9 against Cheryl Linfield.
And we're all tied up in the pairs contest. 8 apace. After, what have we got? Playing the 11th end.
Yep, that's between Tassie and the ACT. Lucas. Can he get a start here? Looks pretty good. Well, it is all or nothing for Victoria right now. They must win all 4 ends of this that are remaining in the match. And they're going to have to get a couple of multiples along the way as well. Mike running into his own bowl and saying, who put that in the way?
Here's Lucas's chance to maybe exert a bit of pressure in the game. Just going to run past.
Well, it's a smart bowl though when you're on the front of the jack. I guess the only issue is they need multiple bowls.
That's right,
close to the jack.
Need to score. This one looks like it's got a bit of pace as well.
Yeah, I feel like he was thinking similarly. Get one past. Get it past, save it for later.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad position bowl really in the context. Lucas be just looking to get past his own here. Counting.
He's in the slide underneath. How far is he going to go? Well, it's not bad.
Handy, gives him a chance.
The South Australians will be aware that one down's not a disaster for them right here. With a bowl right on the jack, where they're going to struggle to outdraw that, I think build some things around it. Make it hard for Victoria to get any more. And if you drop one, well, you've still got a pretty handy lead with 3 ends to play.
I think they'd be happy with just dropping the one. I think
Yep.
so Andy just work his way behind there and get in between those 2 bowls that are Lucas's sitting behind the head. Anywhere in there will be a good position.
Well, this isn't a bad effort from Josh.
Can it count?
Fantastic bowl.
Coffee at Joondalup is very good. And the beer.
Contact? No. Our official photographer for the event, confirming that the coffee is good at Joondalup. Now, it's Josh in the area again here.
He is. He's going to count.
Well,
There's 3.
is there a bit of a sting in the tail just yet? And he's going to go and have a look. I think he needs to get through this a bit. The saying just draw, but it's going to take a very good bowl to cut this down, Troy. Surely a bit of contact's the way to go.
Well, I'm not sure he's going to be able to, on that forehand side, draw to make it any better than the 3 they're at now.
It's going to take a really good bowl to cut it down, isn't it?
I agree with you. Now, with their bowls positioned back there, though, he does actually have the opportunity to get the shot with a bit of contact on that front bowl. And
no real danger of moving their own. They've got the next 2 after the 3 that they are down at the moment I think they need to. I think they need to try and break this up. I mean, yes, of course, if they miss, then there's an opportunity to draw a fourth. But just going to take near perfection to cut it down from the 3 that it already is. I'm going to go and have a chat with the coach.
He does have a degree of error there, doesn't he? He's got a foot, even if he plays with weight and gets onto these front white one short of the head there, in line with Josh's bowl, that can also rattle in there and change things up a bit.
Yeah, that won't be the design, will it? But it'll be the consolation prize that's available.
I think the weighted shot just provides the team with a bit of a few extra options.
Yeah.
You know, the dead draw
just has to be perfect.
Has to be perfect, which is not easy on a green that's not doing a lot in terms of its turn. So,
well, especially with the
tight bowls.
With the tight bowls that he's using as well.
Yeah. So.
I mean, we did see him draw to the edge of the jack
last
on the previous end. So
we'll see what he does.
We won't have to wait long because he's heading back now. We'll find out what comes out here. Okay, it's going to be weight, I think, looking the way he's lining up.
No.
Well, he double bluffed me there. He's just trying to draw, and then he's not going to change anything. It's a really hard shot. And he's apologised, but that was a really hard shot. I mean, he actually wasn't far away, and he still threw down. If he'd cleared the front bowl.
We had a perfect line there. He was just a couple of yards short.
So there's a big opportunity now, Victoria, to just stay alive here. Josh has drawn his last 2 on his forehand, being left-handed, and he's going to go to the backhand with this last one. Might be thinking you can pop the jack a little bit here. Well, probably would have liked to see him stay on that forehand side. He's scored 3. So the Victorians move to 6 shots behind with 3 ends to play. South Australia in charge, but the Vics are coming.
Certainly doable. 3 ends, 6 shots. Absolutely.
They've won 3 ends for the match. But if they've all been multiples, if they can keep multiples going and win 3 more ends, well, then they're right in the zone.
I'll certainly be thinking to pick up another 3 or a 4 on this end, and then it certainly changes the mindset of the SA team in any case. Lucas is looking to stretch this one out. Going to see probably a 24, 25 metre end.
So women's singles, Louise Hoskins is locked into the final. So we know we are going to have an all-Queensland final, because the other semi-finals, Queensland versus Queensland. Serena Bottle leading that one 15 shots to 9 at the moment. That's against Cheryl Linfield. Oh, great starter from Lucas Protopapas.
Good start.
Gee, win this end for Victoria and it is absolutely game on. The scoreboard pressure is enough to be there now, with another end locked away if they can get this one.
Looks to to be well down again, Clive.
Yeah, he just needs to hang around his own bowl now. He's done that beautifully. Well played.
2 good bowls from Lucas.
Well, Mike's had the answers throughout the match. Has he got an answer here? He's not far away.
He's close.
Oh, what a shot!
What a shot.
Brilliant. Brilliant bowls from both Lucas and Mike here. They're fighting for a gold medal.
Well, Lucas can afford to be positive here. And the bowl's position there where it will go out if he gets onto the edge of Mike's bowl and replaces it, so he can afford to reach. Josh likes it.
Tell you what.
Come on, Lucas.
Have a look at this. Outstanding stuff.
shot.
What a shot.
Great bowl by
Oh.
Lucas.
Wow. That is absolutely brilliant stuff from these two. Lucas, I mean, those 3 bowls were all right in the zone. What sort of a finish have we got coming up here? Mike's just going to drop under. Wave was perfect again.
It's actually finished in a great spot, though.
It has.
For
Bit of a
Andy.
splash.
Yeah, a bit of a splash on there. That's where the jack's going.
So it's probably going to force, the way this is set up, it's probably going to force Josh to his forehand. He can't really afford any sort of arrival on Lucas's second, what I think is second shot, the front bowl of the 2 that are closest. That will pop that jack. And it almost looks loaded up to squeeze out straight to Mike's bowl that he just landed there. So,
Well, I mean, if he can halve Mike's bowl, it provides him with the opportunity to switch back and actually try and squeeze the jack.
yeah.
So we'll see where he finishes. I don't think he's got the weight here, Clive, and he's touched narrow as
He's
well.
letting it down as a bit of a block though. He's probably rolled too far for that.
Yeah.
So
So Andy looking to arrive. His weight's pretty good.
he's so close. It's just going to pass on the outside.
Oh, that was
Wow.
a great effort. Important bowl here for Josh. Sliding past.
Cheryl Infield is fighting back against Serena Bonnell over there. 15-12 now in favour of Serena Bonnell. Cheryl not going away. Both such experienced players at the high level. Oh, and he's already turned his back on this.
Doesn't like it. He's forgotten to send it. In the pairs match, ACT look like they've just picked up a 4 to take that score to 12-9 in favour of the ACT. 12 ends played. That game's interesting as well. If you're in the area of Warwick Bowling Club, get down and watch it.
Just a rogue jack come across, and Matt has come up to get it, and Josh has said, "You just want to be on camera." All right, can Josh find his way in here? I don't think that's going to get back. It's a fair effort, but it's not going to get back. Right, so contact on Lucas's front bowl is what they're looking for here. This is going to drop under, so it's going to be another 2 to Victoria. What a fantastic set of bowls from Lucas Protopapas there. Mike Emberton wasn't far away, but it's 2 shots. 16-12 to South Australia. 2 ends to play here with a gold medal on the line. Could we, dare we say, could we have an extra end?
Well,
It's a chance. Of course, South Australia will be looking at this and saying, we win one end here, we win this end.
I'm sure the South Australian boys
Could
won't
be
be.
enough. No, they don't want an extra end.
They definitely don't want an extra end. The crowd watching, yeah, I think we all do. We wouldn't mind it.
Lucas a bit disappointed with the jack, but the real key to leading is once the jack's there, that's where it is. So you can do nothing about where you land the jack. What you can do is nail it with your first bowl.
Absolutely. Yeah, he wanted that to be an extra 2 or 3 metres deep.
And that's that correction that you often see when a lead doesn't quite get the jack to the distance they want. I don't know how it happens, but you tend to correct with the bowl.
Yeah, well, he has rolled it where he wanted the jack to be. You're right. Okay, big chance here for Mike to close in on this jack.
Both players keen to get that first bowl there. They've done that. Now their chance to adjust.
Needs to keep running, just a bit fraction short.
Well, this is a chance now for Mike Emberton. If he can close right in on this jack now, could go a long way to securing gold for South Australia. Staying on the back end, so it's just going to have to negotiate that bowl of Lucas Protopapas. Well, still the opportunity there for Lucas, for Victoria.
Looks like it's running a bit. Yeah, he's just going to finish.
Troy, again, let's use your angle to our advantage. Is that 19-12 to Serena now? I think she might have just picked up a big score.
It is, yeah, 19-12.
19-12 to Serena Bonnell over Cheryl Linfield. So there is a big chance right now that our women's singles final will be between our women's pairs teammates. Right now, Mike looking to close in on this jack. Needs a clear run. And he's crashed. Right, well, that's probably the loosest end we've seen from our leaders in the match, Troy.
I was going to say the same thing. It's now provided Vic's with still the opportunity to... Josh can put a bit of pressure on here with his first.
Oh, it's given the skippers their opportunity to shine, hasn't it?
Hard to tell from this angle, but I think Mike's bowl at the sitting metre or so behind the head looks like to be the shot at the moment.
I think so.
Okay, what can Josh do here?
He's played his hand pretty well.
He looks to have good weight, I think, to count. No, just drifting by.
And the jack's found itself in an elusive little spot at the moment. Lucas wasn't happy when he rolled the jack. We can see why now, Troy. This is close.
This is a good shot here from Andy.
Well played.
That's the one he was looking for, yep. Well, that's finished in an interesting position now, Clive. Does give him an opportunity now to play reaching through there to get a bit of that bowl of the jack.
Certainly does.
Andy will be looking to close this one down.
He's played it well. Wants it to push a little bit now. That's actually a good bowl. It got far enough that it's left a gap. It wouldn't have been so great if it had been a bowl over. It would have set up a bit of a target, but I think it's gone far enough that there's no target. So there's a few options here, Troy. There's the options to try and nudge the jack and create a number that way. Or there's the options to go for both bowls. Get both bowls out of there clean. And Victoria might hold a few there. And if they kill it, well, they can start again. Or do you nudge the jack?
Well, it'll be interesting. The way he's played so far, it's most likely he's going to try and make a score by playing the more delicate shot, but we'll see.
Yep.
And he's doing that.
And he's nudged the jack.
Looking for contact on the jack.
It is looking to nudge the jack. What's he
what,
got?
He's close.
What has he got? He's got the.
Oh,
he's got it
what
perfectly.
A shot.
What a shot! Josh Parry gets the jack back there for four shots. What a bowl!
That's a huge bowl.
Just a little edge off the shot bowl. Got right down there to the jack. Perfectly played. Still one bowl to come. Andy's still got something to say here. Well, we might be going to an extra end without going to an extra end. It could be 16 all going into the final end, Troy.
Yeah, very well. I think he's going to come down on his backhand here, Clive.
Do you?
I think so. On the backhand, he can afford to actually reach because there's bowls to run into.
Okay.
Whereas if he picks his forehand and he misses the track wide, he could be nowhere. But let's see what he does.
He's played his previous two attempts on the forehand and wasn't far away. He's lining up forehand here.
Okay.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's
where he's
interesting.
played his previous two bowls.
You want to be playing this a bit tighter.
Here we go. Can he cut this down?
Looks to be on a good line.
He's in the area.
Great line.
He's in the area. What a shot. Is it going to stop? No.
Oh, what a bowl for no result.
It's rolled too far. I think it's still 4.
Yeah, that was the danger though on the forehand. I think, on the backhand there was a chance to run into a number of bowls.
4 is confirmed. We are 16 all and we've got one end to play. Wow. Here we go.
What a game.
A one-end playoff for a gold medal. What a turnaround.
It's been a great game to watch.
9 shots scored by Victoria in the last 3 ends. We've said all along that South Australia needed to win one more end to be certain. They need to win one more end to be certain.
How many ends have the Vics won in the game, Clive?
They've won 5 ends. 2 2s, a 3, a 4 and a 5. So they've made the most of their chances. What a shot from Josh Barry.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Some sort of fight back. You can see Bert and the Wombat in the background. They don't know what to do with themselves at the moment. 16 all. Here we go. Lucas gets first opportunity to nail the jack. One big bowl can make all the difference right now.
Not sure he's reaching.
Alright, it's just going to be short and across the line. And the pressure moves to Mike. He's played so well throughout the match. The early call from Andy is that he likes it. It's going to go past a little. Still, a decent home for the first bowl. Don't have to have shot right now. You have to have shot at the end of the end. Serena Bonnell has locked away her spot in the women's singles final, so we can tell you that that match will be Serena Bonnell versus Louise Hoskins. Queensland will win the women's singles title, we know that. Okay. Luke just drops across. Lucas. And a chance for Mike now. Needs to make a 4-foot correction on his first bowl. Lines are a touch different.
Dropping across the head as well.
He made the weight correction. Well, that is the shot. Josh just saying to Lucas, draw to me. He's just trying to get that little bit more extra weight.
Well, he's definitely got a bit more weight this time.
He's out after it. But no, he's missed the line. That will sit for shot.
Done enough.
But
plenty of room.
From what we've seen so far, that's not the winning bowl.
No, don't think so.
Okay, Mike with his last bowl of the match.
This one's dropping across the head as well.
It is. Is this going to land for shot? Oh, it fell back.
Could be.
Okay, well, we don't think that those bowls will do it. I think it is a skipper's game from here. Di getting in there and having a look. So it is 1 to South Australia at the moment. However,
who's going to nail the jack first? That's the question.
That's what it boils down to. There's 6 bowls left in this match.
Looked like Bert was pretty happy with the the chances of Josh to do it first. Couldn't really tell from the Wombat, the expression on his face.
Oh, has this got the journey?
He's not here. Big chance here for Andy.
Oh, wow. Can he get around that?
Not sure, actually.
That's not ideal.
Well, actually, quite interestingly, Clive, the breeze is actually just starting to switch around to a bit further to the direct.
Andy's gone to the backhand side, doesn't like getting round, so he's now just going to have to negotiate the front bowls. Is he there? Well, the pressure is on here. The pressure is on here. It's going to take one bowl.
One bowl.
These guys have put on such a display. And now it's one bowl to determine a winner. This is going to do for the closest.
It's good enough.
Yeah. Got to be here. Well, that's true, but he has to draw the shot. So, just reaching doesn't do it. It needs to draw the shot. It's going to get close. It is going to be close.
Get under there.
What a shot. What a great
bowl.
bowl.
Number one.
Oh.
Great bowl from Andy. Now, pressure goes back to Josh. Last bowl.
Last bowl for Josh. Andy's still got one left to fire back if Josh can get the shot here.
So what's he going to do here, Clive? Is he going to look for this bowl or stay on the draw?
I think it'll be a bit in between. I think he'll give it a chance to land or get to the jack on his forehand. Here we go.
It's away.
Josh Barry, can he come up with a big shot right now?
Just looking for his reaction.
Needs to clear his own front bowl. He's done that. How close is this? He's just missed the jack. It's fallen back.
We don't know.
Mike's saying it's a measure. Oh, my. Mike is saying it's a measure. Lucas is not sure. Di has indicated she thinks it's one to South Australia is the indication we have from Di on the rink. Okay, Mike's saying he's sure it is. He wants Andy to have a look. And they'll determine whether they play the last bowl. We wait.
Are they calling it?
I think they've decided not to play the bowl. Well, there's nothing that needs to be said by Victoria at the moment. This is a South Australian decision at the moment as to whether they play the last bowl.
That's right, yeah.
So, Victoria don't have to say what they think. So, Josh thinks he's down. And South Australia have declared the head. So, they have not played their last bowl. We will have a measure. And we will chock that bowl to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. All the indications we've had say South Australia have got the win here. Such an unlucky result for Josh Barry. Looked like he was going to get a little nudge of the jack.
What a great bowl for no result there.
Yeah.
And, what a comeback by the Victorian side.
Here we go. We've got a great view of this measure. We wait. And
look at the camera angle.
it is 1-2 South Australia. South Australia get the win. What a fantastic match. A 17-16 victory to Mike Emberton and Andy Reid. They take the win over Victoria's Lucas Protopapas and Josh Barry. Your men's 14-point pairs gold medalists, Mike Emberton and Andy Reid. Troy, how good a match was that?
Oh, that was just an awesome game to watch, Clive. South Australia getting out early, and honestly, with about 5 or 6 ends to go, you thought the lead was unassailable, but what a fantastic comeback. Josh played a couple of huge bowls there to make a number, and, well, didn't quite get there in the end, but They played very well.
They certainly did. An amazing comeback. We thought it could have been all over, but some great comments coming through, congratulating all 4 of our players there on an amazing display, an amazing never say die attitude there. The men's, the
Pairs.
Yeah, the pairs gold medal match
12
is at
all.
12 all. They are playing the final end of that one, so we might stay with you and just see if we can get that result. We can't really get pictures over there, but we've only got 3 more bowls to play there, so we might just see if we can stay online for you while the South Australians celebrate. Yes.
Well, Clive, if the next 2 games for the day, the singles finals, are anything like the game we've just watched, it's going to be a good afternoon of bowls. And if you're in the area, anybody, you want to come down and watch some really good bowls played, drop on down to the Warwick Bowling Club and enjoy it.
All right, we're just catching the end of this match between Tasmania and the ACT. We don't have pictures over there, but we'll keep you just informed of what's happening as the ACT bowl here just passes the jack and sits in for shot. So it is 1-2 New South Wales and ACT at the moment. And Tasmania have 1 bowl left to play. Well, there's 1 bowl left to play each. But right now, not sure whether we can get our 45 angle just onto that head. We'll just see if Mitch can do that for us. Tasmania heading down there to have a look. Well, if we can get that, yeah, there we go. Thank you. Good on you, Mitch. Bit of a compromised angle, but that's okay. Bonus footage.
What a finish to both games.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. ACT New South Wales hold shot there. We'll stay on this angle. We'll let you know when the bowl is on its way down. Okay, we are going to pan down and have a look at the delivery of the bowl. Here we go.
Pitches have been great today, haven't they, Clive?
Certainly have. And you're getting a beautiful view of the blue sky there as well. There's the last bowl about to be played. For Tasmania, this must end up shot for the game to continue. How is it? It's missed the jack and rolled through. So that is going to be a win to the New South Wales ACT combination there in that pairs match. All right, that is going to conclude our coverage for now. We will be back in just over, and when I say just over, a minute over, an hour from here at 12 p.m, and we will have the Louise Hoskins versus Serena Bonnell women's singles final match coming up for you. So big thank you to Tourism Western Australia, the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, Lottery West, and of course the City of Joondalup, where the Nationals 2023 is taking centre stage. Troy, thank you for your coverage, mate.
See you later.
We'll be back in an hour, right back here at Warwick. We'll catch you then.